Teresa Weatherspoon launched the ball from half court with 2.4 seconds left. The championship was slipping away. Houston had them dead to rights. But the second that ball left her hands, time seemed to freeze. The arena held its breath, and then it went in. Pure chaos. The greatest shot in WNBA history, and it's just the beginning of what you're about to see. The WNBA has given us nearly 3 decades of jaw-dropping moments that make you question physics. Plays so absurd you have to watch them multiple times just to believe they actually happened. These aren't just highlights. These are the moments that define greatness, the plays that get talked about for generations. The shots, dunks, passes, and defensive stops that remind you why basketball at the highest level is pure art. Lisa Leslie didn't believe she could dunk in a game. Sure, she'd done it at track practice in high school, smacking the rim while working on her high jump approach, but in an actual WNBA game, nobody had ever done it. July 30th, 2002 changed everything. The Sparks were playing the Miami Sol, and Leslie caught the ball in transition. She took 2 dribbles, gathered, and threw it down with authority. The first dunk in WNBA history. The arena absolutely lost it. Teammates mobbed her. The commentators couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. For years, people had questioned whether women could dunk in games. Leslie answered that question so emphatically that it opened the door for every explosive athlete who came after her. Brittany Griner, Candace Parker, Sylvia Fowles. They all walked through the door Lisa kicked down that night. But let's talk about that Weatherspoon shot, because it deserves its own chapter. Game 2 of the 1999 WNBA Finals. The New York Liberty were facing elimination against the Houston Comets, who were gunning for their 3rd straight championship. Houston dominated most of the game and led late. The Liberty had no timeouts. The ball found Weatherspoon with 2.4 seconds on the clock. She was under immediate pressure, nowhere to go, and the half-court line was her only option. She launched it. The Comets fans were already celebrating. And then it swished. Weatherspoon hit the deck. Her teammates piled on top of her. The building that had been roaring moments earlier fell silent like a library. The Liberty forced Game 3, and even though Houston ultimately won the championship, Weatherspoon's shot became the defining moment of the league's early years. 25 years later, it's still considered the most clutch shot in WNBA history. Diana Taurasi built her legacy on impossible shots, but one stands above the rest. 2014 WNBA Finals, Game 3. Phoenix versus Chicago, tied at 82 with seconds remaining. Taurasi got the ball, drove into traffic, and threw up an off-balance 2-pointer while getting fouled. The shot fell. The and one put Phoenix ahead, and they swept the sky to capture the championship. It was Taurasi's 3rd title, the only one she won with Brittany Griner, and it came on a shot only she could make. That ability to create something from nothing in the biggest moments is why she retired as the league's all-time leading scorer with over 10,000 points. Clutch doesn't even begin to describe it. Sue Bird's no-look between the legs pass during the 2003 All-Star Game belongs in a museum. Bird caught the ball on a fast break with Lauren Jackson running the wing. Instead of a standard bounce pass, Bird went full street ball. She put the ball between her legs without looking, delivering a perfect pass to Jackson for an uncontested layup. The crowd went absolutely bananas. It was pure style, pure confidence, the kind of play that makes highlight reels for decades. Bird had plenty of iconic moments in her legendary career, but that pass showed her creativity and court vision at its peak. Angel McCoughtry dropped 42 points in a 2010 playoff game against the New York Liberty. Not just 42 points, playoff record 42 points. And Cappie Pondexter on the other side dropped 36, making it the highest-scoring dual performance in postseason history. The game finished 105-93 with Atlanta advancing, but watching 2 elite scorers trade buckets all night was basketball poetry. McCoughtry was unconscious, hitting from everywhere, and Pondexter matched her step for step until the very end. These are the individual performances that remind you greatness comes in waves. Nneka Ogwumiki's putback to win the 2016 championship deserves to be studied in slow motion. Game 5 of the finals. Sparks trailing Minnesota by 1 with under 10 seconds left. Chelsea Gray drove and missed. Ogwumike got the offensive board, but Sylvia Fowles swatted her first attempt away. The ball bounced right back to Ogwumike. Fading away, off balance, she threw up a prayer that swished through as time expired. The Sparks were champions. If that shot doesn't fall, Minnesota wins back-to-back titles and potentially 3 straight, joining the Houston Dynasty conversation. One shot changed franchise legacies forever. Deanna Nolan hit the dagger 3 in the 2003 Finals that completed Detroit's worst-to-first turnaround. The Shock had gone 9-23 the previous season, one of the worst records in league history. They completely rebuilt the roster and somehow won the championship. Nolan's three-pointer in the final minute of Game 3 sealed the sweep against the Los Angeles Sparks in front of a record 22,076 fans. The building was shaking. Detroit had its first WNBA title, and the transformation from laughingstock to champion in 1 year remains unmatched. Diarika Hamby's off-balance three-pointer with 4 seconds left in a 2019 playoff game sent the Aces through to the semifinals. She caught the ball in the corner, fading away from the defense, and somehow banked it in while getting fouled. The shot was so improbable, so perfectly timed, that even her teammates looked shocked. The Sky still had 4 seconds left, but the momentum had completely shifted. That's the definition of a mic drop moment, when a player makes a play so absurd that everyone watching knows the game is over. Candace Parker's All-Star debut in 2013 featured her dropping a then-record 23 points. Parker was already a 2-time MVP by that point. But watching her dominate the All-Star stage with that combination of size, skill, and athleticism was something special. She could post up, face up, handle like a guard, and finish at the rim. The 23 points stood as the All-Star scoring record for years until Maya Moore came along and dropped 30 in 2015. But Parker's performance announced that the league's best had arrived on the biggest stage. Courtney Vandersloot holds the WNBA record for assists in a season with 300. She also has the highest assists per game average in a single season at 10 per game. Watching Vandersloot run an offense is like watching a symphony conductor. She sees passing lanes that don't exist, threads needles through traffic, and sets up teammates in perfect position to score. Her vision and court awareness have made her one of the most dangerous playmakers in league history. The Chicago Sky's offense ran through her hands for years, and the numbers prove she might be the best pure point guard the WNBA has ever seen. Breanna Stewart's game-winning free throws in Game 5 of the 2024 Finals deserve context. Stewart had missed 2 crucial free throws moments earlier. The pressure was suffocating. But when she got fouled on a drive with 6.1 seconds left and the game tied, she didn't flinch. She sank both to give New York the lead, and they held on to win in overtime, capturing the Liberty's first championship in franchise history. That's ice in the veins. That's championship mentality. Missing earlier doesn't matter when you step up and deliver in the moment that counts most. Erica Wheeler winning the 2019 All-Star Game MVP as an undrafted player might be the ultimate underdog story. Wheeler came into the league with 0 expectations, built herself into a solid player through pure determination, and then dominated the All-Star stage. She's proof that the WNBA rewards hard work and skill regardless of where you start. Her journey from undrafted to All-Star MVP inspired countless players who didn't get drafted or didn't get recruited heavily. Sometimes the best stories come from the players nobody saw coming. Shoni Schimmel became the first rookie to win All-Star Game Most Valuable Player in 2014, dropping 29 points with 8 assists. Schimmel had that street ball flavor, the creativity and confidence to try things other players wouldn't. Watching her go off in the All-Star Game as a rookie was electric. She played with joy, with flair, with that I belong here mentality that makes rookies special. The performance announced her arrival, even though injuries would later derail her career. Nikki Teasley's game-winning three-pointer to clinch the 2002 championship for the Sparks came in the final seconds against the Liberty at Staples Center. Teasley was a rookie. The pressure of a championship-clinching shot would crush most first-year players. But she caught and fired without hesitation, and the shot fell. Championship secured. It's the kind of moment that defines careers. The play that gets replayed every time her name comes up. The plays we've covered aren't just highlights. They're the moments that built the WNBA into what it is today. Every impossible shot, every clutch bucket, every defensive stop that defied logic contributed to the league's growth. These plays created stars. They sold tickets. They made believers out of skeptics who thought women's basketball couldn't deliver elite entertainment. What makes these moments truly special is that they happened when everything was on the line. Championships, legacies, historical records. The players who made these plays understood the magnitude and delivered anyway. That's what separates good players from legends. Good players make plays when it's comfortable. Legends make plays when failure means everything falls apart. The WNBA's highlight reel continues to grow every season. New stars emerge. New impossible shots fall. New records get broken. But these classic moments will always hold a special place because they came first. They established the standard. They proved that women's basketball belongs on the biggest stages, deserves the spotlight, and can deliver drama that rivals anything in sports. From Weatherspoon's half-court miracle to Leslie's groundbreaking dunk to Taurasi's clutch assassinations to Ogwumiki's championship-winning putback. These plays transcend the games they happened in. They become part of basketball folklore. The kind of moments you tell people about, the plays you pull up on YouTube when someone questions the level of talent in the WNBA. So go ahead and rewatch them. You'll catch something new every time. The degree of difficulty, the pressure of the moment, the celebration that follows. These plays remind us why we love basketball in the first place. The unpredictability, the individual brilliance, the clutch gene that separates champions from everyone else. The WNBA has delivered all of that and more, one impossible play at a time.